You want to do backwards or forwards? Wow, look at this.
Sharon Reeser and her 3-year-old daughter Clara are practicing their swimming at a public pool in Tirasana. It's past 5 o'clock on a Friday, and Clara's lips are turning a little blue. It's late in the day for swimming, but they're fitting it in when they can. That's because this pool is not open on weekends.
Saturday swimming would be great because it's difficult with work schedules and school schedules to make it to swim sessions that are during the day.
But across the city, there are hardly any weekend pool hours where kids can swim, and that's a big cutback from previous years. The city of San Diego has 13 public pools. In September 2019, all but one of them had weekend recreational swim hours. In total, across all city pools, there were 50 hours when kids could swim on the weekends. Pools were mostly closed last summer due to COVID. Now, this September, there are just 3 pools with recreational swim hours in Claremont, La Jolla, and San Ysidro. Each pool is open for 2.5 to 5 hours total each weekend.
I was planning to go to that pool on Saturday. I thought as I was pulling out, I should call and see if it is open.
Scott Pollock recently brought his 4-year-old son Felix to the city pool in Tirasana on a Saturday. The website said it was open, but it wasn't.
There is a level of frustration with it not being open, but more so there's a frustration around the level and lack of communication.
The pool had switched from its summer hours to fall hours, but hadn't changed the website. Many of the city's public pools ended their weekend hours after Labor Day. That despite the fact that September is usually one of the hottest months in San Diego, with higher average temperatures than in June or July. And in previous years, city pools stayed open on weekends in September.
So it's very important for children to be physically active.
Noe Crespo is a public health professor at San Diego State University. He says children of color and children in lower income neighborhoods are less likely to know how to swim and less likely to be physically active overall.
It's an unfortunate scenario that depending on where your child lives, then that will determine if they have access to a pool, if they have access to sports.
He says exercise helps kids physically, but also improves their mental health and performance in school. And cities should be responsible for providing those facilities to their residents.
Cities are responsible to provide the resources in different locations and to look at also equity.
A spokesperson for the city of San Diego wouldn't do an interview about the change in pool hours, but he sent an email saying the change is because the city is short-staffed. This is actually a nationwide issue, not only with pools and lifeguards, but with many businesses that utilize young workers to provide services to their customers, he said. The reality is, without the aquatic staff to provide programming and pool guard duties, it's not possible to keep the facilities as open as long as we'd like and provide a safe environment for the public. The city pays pool lifeguards $15 to $17 an hour. To staff weekend pools at previous levels would cost less than $10,000 a year, according to the most recent city budget.
Good swimming.
Sharon Reeser, the Tirasana resident, is also thinking about costs. Since she can't go to her local city pool on the weekends, she's left with buying day passes at private pools, which could cost $60 for her family of 4, or joining the YMCA.
It's expensive, whereas the city pools, they're fun, they get great facilities.
Her daughter Clara would especially like to use the splash pad at the Tirasana pool, but it's only open a few days a week from noon to 3, when Clara is in school. Claire Trageser, KPBS News.